How is it going, everybody on YouTube? This is your host, Tea Time, and today we're going to be coming to a conclusion of the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series that's premiered on Disney Plus. I believe it premiered a month ago. I finally finished it, the whole season of season one, because there's rumored to be a season two, so I could finally give you my review of the final episode and give you my overall rating of the whole TV show overall. I liked it. This is really good. This is really good, but it wasn't perfect. I really feel like this episode was above average, just a little bit. But I also believe the TV show overall was above average too. The episode was good, but it wasn't great. It wasn't perfect. I feel like they should have ended Reva's story after episode 5. I feel like she should have died right then and there because I don't remember her ever showing up at all again in the Star Wars franchise. I don't remember seeing her in the comics. I don't remember seeing her in none of the movies. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't remember seeing her at all or her even being mentioned anywhere in Star Wars after what happened here. So why they decided to keep her alive for episode 6, I don't know. But we're going to get more into that later.
I don't know, man.
The final fight with Vader and Obi-Wan, as you can see right here, it was good. I would dive deeper into that one too. It was good. The whole episode with them two. This whole episode was about them two, completely them two, really. But they added extra stuff because of how episode 5 ended, which I understand. But
what was the reason?
I had a reason.
What was the reason? What was the reason?
I just explained the reason.
What was the reason, bitch?
I feel like if they would have just kept it all about them two, the episode would have been a lot better than what it is to me. Ewan McGregor, oh my god. Hayden Christensen, oh my god. The whole thing with them was beautiful.
It's beautiful.
I liked it. But the one thing that I didn't like was how they had them I'm not gonna say do things, but certain sayings and certain moments should have been a lot better with how they had them do it. Their acting in here always been good as they play Obi-Wan and Anakin, aka Darth Vader. How they played them, I really enjoyed it. But as I dive deeper into the episode, I'm explaining to you why I feel like how things should have been and why they did it that way. We got more of Luke in here. Well, as a kid, obviously, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, Luke's foster parents were his uncle and his auntie. They played a role in here too, but it was like what?
What?
It really was just what, because their whole situation in this episode was around Reva too. Reva was in here doing stuff with them while Obi-Wan was fighting Darth Vader, and once again, everything going on with her, I feel like it didn't need to be. This episode still could have been good. They could have added some stuff with this. And not just that, but also there was a few things in this episode that made no sense either.
So it doesn't make sense.
And that's another reason why I'm not giving it a higher rating than it should have gotten without all this. So I'm going to just go ahead and get straight into it. For episode 6, I'm going to give this 6.5 to a 7. Just because, like, everything with Obi-Wan and Anakin carried this whole episode. And then how it ended, I liked it how it ended too. So just with them two alone, pushed this to close to a 7. Well, it is a 7, but 6.5 basically. But everything that downplayed this episode is why it's not going to be higher than that. So you already know that's pretty much my review. Well, not review, but like what rating I would give this episode. 6.5 to a 7. I'm finna go into like breaking down the episode of everything that happened and how I feel, what should have been, what shouldn't have been, and then after I'm done with that, I'm going to go into overall what I would give the whole season a rating of. So if you haven't seen the final episode, or if you haven't seen any of the episodes, I suggest you go do that. If you have and you want my opinions on the past 5 episodes, I have them on my YouTube. Links will be down below. Follow me on my socials too, that I'll link down below. And tell me your opinion. Tell me what you liked about each episode. Tell me what you didn't like about each episode. For those that seen it and want more of me to break down and more of my opinion on everything that happened, stick around. I'm finna get into it. Alright, 5, 4, 3, 2, here we go.
Here we go, baby!
So, the episode 6, it takes place right after what happened on episode 5, when everybody escaped and Vader's basically chasing them. This is what instantly already didn't like about this. Somehow, Reva, the Night Sister that betrayed Darth Vader because she wanted to kill him, for anybody that need a recap, basically, she wanted to kill Vader because she was one of the younglings at the Jedi Temple when Anakin first turned to the dark side and he was killing everybody. But he didn't kill her, or he thought he killed her, but actually he knew she was still alive. He was just been using her. So she wants revenge, and she finds out that she finds out that Darth Vader has a second child, which is Luke. So she goes to Tatooine to kill him. How did she get there before anybody else? Off-screen shit, because Obi-Wan and Vader and all the other ships left before her while she was still on the ground, basically bleeding to death from Vader stabbing her. How she still survived that, I still don't understand how. But she gets to Tatooine first, and she's looking for Owen, who is Luke's uncle, basically, and she's trying to get to Owen and kill Luke, basically. While all that's going on, they go back to the ship that Obi-Wan is on, trying to escape Vader. And I guess like the light speed reactor is down, so they can't get away. They need time to fix it. So Obi-Wan's basically like, he's after me, not you guys. Well, he is after them, but if I decide to go into another ship, the cargo ship, and leave, he'll sense me and come after me. This what I don't get. Like, the whole thing was about him trying to protect Leia. So I understand this, but why did you just get in the cargo ship with Leia? That we find out later does have light speed in it, because after the fight with Darth Vader, he uses light speed to go to Tatooine because he senses Luke. So it's like, why didn't you just put her in that with you and just go away? You could possibly say like he doesn't want to like have all the people dead, so he'd rather him just go, and then Vader will take his full attention on me and leave them alone. So cool, noble thing, but still I'm just like, man, you could put her in there, blast off instantly, and got her home. But he does the noble thing, says his goodbyes to Leia, promises her that he'll come back. He takes her little droid with him. Why he took the droid with him, I don't understand why he did. I guess it comforts him, because he said something like the droid was going around trying to cheer everybody else. He was like, okay, I'll take you with me. What? But okay. So he goes to the cargo ship and goes to the nearest planet that's next to them. And Vader senses him, so he tells everybody, ignore that ship, let them go after Obi-Wan. His mind is solely focused on Obi-Wan. He wants Obi-Wan, he wants to kill Obi-Wan, basically. So cool. So he goes down to the planet by himself. He tells everybody, stay up here, I will face Obi-Wan alone. And he goes down there, and this is like, to me, it gave me like flashbacks to the movie of Star Wars, not Rise of the Sith, Revenge of the Sith, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, when Obi-Wan and Anakin first fought each other. It gave me such flashbacks because Darth Vader got down to the ship, and Obi-Wan's waiting for him. And then he was like, are you going to kill me, Obi-Wan? And he said, I will do what I must. Oh, if you remember from episode 3 when they first fought, Anakin told Obi-Wan, if you're not with me, then you're my enemy. And Obi-Wan said, only a Sith deals with absolute. I will do what I must. But this is why I don't like, because when Obi-Wan said that, it would have been so much more powerful and meaningful if he would have said, "You will try."
With me, then you're my enemy.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes. I will do what I must.
You will try.
My old master. If you would have said that, that would have made the fight so much better. But they made Vader say, "If you will, then you will die." I'm like, they ruined a perfectly good. They ruined a perfectly good moment right there. They should have had him say, Obi-Wan was like, "I would do what I must," and he did the pose too. He did the pose with the fingers and everything. Oh, they should have had him be like, "You will try," and like his lightsaber. But I feel like they did it also to also show that he's no longer Anakin, he's Vader. So that probably would have symbolized him still having some ties to being Anakin. So I thought about that. So okay, cool. But it still would have been a lot better. It would have been so much better. So they start fighting, and oh my god, the fight was so good because you could also tell they're both old but still strong in the Force because they're not doing the same moves that they did on episode 3 when they was doing all that stuff. I mean, Obi-Wan did do it in the fight. He did it one time, but it was just you could tell they can't do the same moves that they did back then. But during the fight, it's Vader is winning. He's basically pushing Obi-Wan back, knocking him with the Force and everything. I mean, if you remember from, I think it was the third or fourth episode, I believe it was third episode, they fought again when they first ran back to each other when he first found out that Vader was Anakin, and Obi-Wan was weak. He still was disconnected from the Force and everything. But right here, you could tell he gained some of his strength back. Even Vader said that Vader was "You regained some of your strength, but I'm still stronger," which he clearly was showing. And while he was beating him down, he force pushed him into no, he didn't force push. He force pushed the ground to make it crack and have Obi-Wan fall into a ditch, and then he threw all these rocks on him. I was like, damn. But if you know Star Wars, you know that's not how it ends. So while Obi-Wan is down there, he's using the Force to push the rocks off of him, and he starts to remember, I guess, his journey with Leia and a small little glimpse of Luke, and then he gets the power to push all the stuff back, and he goes from regular Obi-Wan to basically super Jedi, in my opinion, because when he gets back up, he's like, "Alright, bitch, round 2. And now Obi-Wan is whooping Vader ass, and he gets to a point that he lifts all these rocks like that with the Force and pushes them at Vader, breaks Vader's breathing thing, and slices Vader's helmet off to where he could see Anakin's face. And it was something else that was said in that moment that I liked it. Perfect. I can remember now. So, in the other movie after Revenge of the Sith, it was episode 4, A New Hope. Luke is older, he runs into Ben, and Luke asks Ben about his father. And Ben, who was Obi-Wan Kenobi, he told Luke, he was like, "Vader killed your father," basically, Darth Vader. So remember that, because while you're watching episode 6, right after Obi-Wan slices his helmet, Obi-Wan was basically "I'm sorry, Anakin. It was my fault all this happened. I wasn't there to stop any of this." And Vader was like, "Don't feel sorry for what happened. You didn't kill Anakin Skywalker. I did." And then Obi-Wan was like, "Then my friend is truly dead." So that ties back to episode 4 when Luke is older and Obi-Wan is older too, old man. He tells Luke "Vader killed your father." So he wasn't lying when he said that. But I feel like that also ties back also to episode 5 when Luke fought Vader and lost, and then he was like, "Ben told me everything. He told me you killed my father." And Vader was like, "No, Luke, I am your father." I feel like that was also a little piece of Anakin coming back, because if you kill Anakin, why would you even claim him as your son if Anakin's dead, basically? But that also could have been him trying to bring Luke to the dark side, so I get that too. But this is another thing. I felt like, I mean, I understand. I don't understand because no, I do understand because Obi-Wan could have killed Anakin right there. Well, Vader right there. But instead, after he said like my friend's truly dead, instead of finishing him off, he just walks away. I mean, I understand. Makes the story a lot better. Like I'm not gonna be the one to kill you or take you down. Your son is type stuff. That's not what Obi-Wan was thinking, but like that's how the story is. If you actually watched episode 4 to 6, not Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show, but the movies. The movies are called Star Wars Episode 4 through 6, basically. But I get it. It's cool though. I would say, yeah. After that, Obi-Wan leaves and he senses that Luke's in trouble, so he goes to Tatooine to help Luke. Now, during the whole fight thing with Obi-Wan and Vader, Owen and his wife are having trouble with Reva because once again she gets there before anybody. How, I don't know. That I don't understand. But I feel like everything with that situation didn't need to be. They could have had it like it would have made more sense if not sense. I feel like it would have been better if they would have had like the stormtroopers go after Luke instead of Reva, because that whole moment with Reva was basically for her. But once again, I feel like she should have just died in the 5th episode because she was no longer a factor. That whole scene with her was just to get like a closure on basically her. Because I'm gonna explain this. So she gets there to Tatooine, finds out what Owen is with Luke. And somebody tells Owen, like, yeah, she's basically coming after you guys and Luke. So they get ready to prepare. She comes at night. She gets there, and it's her versus Owen and Luke's auntie. I can't even pronounce her name. Two regular motherfuckers are putting up a fight against a Night Sister who has force powers and a lightsaber and can basically flip and all that shit. Now, granted, she's still injured from Vader. Cool, I get that, but come on now. She was deflecting the bullets, still using the force, and slicing up anything that was in her way. She didn't slice them up, but she was slicing up their weapons.
Okay.
How are they even putting up a fight against her like this? I didn't like that either. Like, it would have made if they was gonna have these two put up a fight against somebody trying to get Luke, it would have made more sense for them to be against stormtroopers. And then, like, I guess, like, shit, stormtroopers come, and not stormtroopers come. Obi-Wan comes and finishes them off because once again, Luke cannot see a lightsaber or anything involving the Force. If he does, then that basically fucks up the timeline and everything going on with Star Wars, because Luke did not even know about lightsabers until Obi-Wan Kenobi gave him his father's lightsaber when he was older in Episode 4. But also they made up for it because Reva pushed Luke when he went with the Force and knocked him unconscious when he fell. So cool, they did that, but still, they only did this to put closure on Reva when it comes to everything going on, because when Luke was knocked out, she was getting ready to kill him. But while she was walking to him, when she looked at Luke, she saw herself as a kid. And then she looked at herself, she saw herself as Anakin. Because they fanned back to when Anakin went to the temple in Episode 3 to kill the younglings, and he thought he killed her but didn't. So she was basically battling with herself, basically like a life versus dark. Let the boy live or get your revenge and kill him. But she know, like, if she would have killed Luke right then and there, not only would that would have fucked everything up, but she would have been no better than Vader. So she didn't go through with it. She returns Luke back to Owen and Luke's auntie, and Obi-Wan finally shows up at the end. So, I mean, he got there too late, he couldn't do nothing. But she gives Luke back to them. And it's like she tells Obi-Wan that she couldn't go through with it. And that's pretty much it with that. After that whole ordeal, like I said, I feel like it would have been a lot better, in my opinion, if they didn't even go that route. have like, I don't know, a stormtrooper find a little thing on the floor next to Reva's dead body, go to a commander and be like, hey, we found some information about somebody on Tatooine that has connections to Obi-Wan. And they'll be like, okay, well, look, but while Vader's busy with Obi-Wan, we'll go over there and send like some troops over there to kill them and everything. That would have been a lot better to me. I would have liked that a lot better, honestly. But, so after all that, Leia's back at home. She's starting to dress like her older self when she's a senator and everything. And her foster mother and dad take her to go meet Obi-Wan because he comes back like he promised and gives her a droid back. And he tells her a little bit about Padme and Anakin, how she has the kindness and leadership of her mother and the fearlessness and persistence and courage like her father, basically. And that's all he could tell her because he can't tell her, like, oh, yeah, Vader's your father. That'll fuck with her head type shit. But she was cool with that. And then it's funny because she was like, will I ever see you again? And he was like, if you're ever in trouble, yeah. If you've been watching Star Wars, she don't even see that man again until he gets killed by Vader. That's the fucked up thing. But I was like, okay, whatever. So he leaves. He goes back to Tatooine where he was watching Luke, and he decides to leave the cave that he was at for a long time because, mind you, like in the very beginning, Obi-Wan was battling with like his past mistakes, stuff he should do now, and just struggling to survive. He was living to survive. He wasn't living to fight no more. He was just trying to survive, no fight, everything. But after everything he been through with Leia, with the rebels, and everything else, Vader and Reva, I guess he comes to realize that I still need to keep fighting. I need to keep fighting, not to just survive, but to one day win. So before he leaves, he goes to Owen and tells Owen, like, you're basically right. He doesn't need to be trained. He needs to just be a boy. Let him live his life how he wants to, and fate will decide his destiny. Until then, I will just, not go into hiding, but I'll just go on my path to, I guess, continue to be stronger in the Force, I guess. And back around here, and right before that happened, this is another thing I liked about it. Owen's like, do you want to meet Luke? And this is good, because this also ties into episode 4, to when Luke already knows about who Ben is. Well, he knows Ben, but he doesn't know who Ben is. So he goes to young Luke, and he's like, hello there. And I'm like, he said the thing. He said the thing. I love that shit. Like, see? Hello there. Classic. Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, when he ran into Grievous. Hello there. Anyway. So, and this is what I love the most at the very end. At the very end, I can't pronounce his name. I gotta pronounce his name right. I don't want to pronounce his name wrong, y'all. But Obi-Wan's old master shows up, Qui-Gon Jinn, and if you know, who played, I know who played Qui-Gon Jinn. I just can't get his name right. I want to get his name right. I want to get where's that? Here's it. Liam Neeson. Oh, he had a cameo as Qui-Gon Jinn, Ghost Qui-Gon Jinn, because throughout the whole season, Obi-Wan has been trying to learn how to communicate with the dead, basically, or basically people who are strong, who died strong in the Force, and are not truly, they're dead, but not truly dead. They're just living with the Force, basically, ghost spirits, basically. And at the end of episode 3, Yoda was going to teach Obi-Wan how to communicate with Qui-Gon Jinn, his old master. But when Qui-Gon Jinn finally showed up, he was like, I've been here the whole time, you just wasn't ready to see me. So I guess after Obi-Wan finally confronted his past, confronted Vader, and got peace with himself, he's finally able to see his old master. And now I guess his old master is going to train him to become stronger in the Force. Because once again, see, everything is tying back to episode 3 and episode 4. Because in episode 4, right before Obi-Wan died, he told Vader, strike me down and I should become more powerful than you can ever imagine. Which he ends up doing, because then in episode 6, Return of the Jedi, Luke meets Obi-Wan again after he dies as a spirit. So Obi-Wan has now become strong in the Force, just like his master. So it's so good. And then it ends right there with him going to the wilderness, getting ready to train by his old master. Oh my goodness. So it's like I said, the episode itself is like 6.5 to a 7, but because of like the stuff that I feel like they could have did better, didn't have to include Reva. They could have switched her with like stormtroopers going after Luke. The dialogue between Vader and Obi-Wan could have been better, man. It's like, oh my goodness, bro. Those things right there to me is what did not make this higher than a 7. But it was so good. It was so good to me. Now, with that being said, I gotta sit here and think on the TV show as a whole. It had some. First episode was good, and then it was like a roller coaster. It was good. Then I think it was episode 3 or 4 that it plummeted. To me, it plummeted. The episode, if you guys been looking at my stuff, my videos, the episode where Obi-Wan infiltrated the Night Sisters home base to save Leia. That whole episode was down. I think I gave it like a 4, like a 3 or 4. It was bad. And then some stuff in episode 5, I think I gave it like I think I gave it less than a 5 or at a 5. I think, if I remember correctly. I gotta go back and see. But from what I remember with episode 1 to 6, everything Obi-Wan been through from the beginning till now, and how everything ties into the future of the Star Wars franchise that's already been set in stone already. I would have to give this a 6. Give the whole episode a 6. I'm gonna leave it at 6. Like it was good for what it was, but I felt like for it to be a Obi-Wan Kenobi, the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show, it should have been a lot better. They should have did more justice with the character and the characters. They should have did more justice with them than what they did. I feel like every episode should have been at least above average. It don't gotta be great, but every episode should have been above average, and it wasn't. But for what they brought to the table with each episode, I did enjoy what I got. But I do hope for the future, if they go down to any other Jedis or anybody that I find interest in, I hope they do a better than this, honestly. Because there's rumored that Ahsoka Tano from Star Wars The Clone Wars, she's supposed to have her own spin-off series. And I liked Ahsoka. I'm just now getting back into watching Star Wars The Clone Wars. And as I'm getting back into it, Ahsoka is low-key becoming one of my favorite characters because of, like, if you really look at it, it's almost like the Clone Wars are like almost her story, almost. Because it's like she's of course she's gonna be mostly in it because Ahsoka Tano is Anakin's Padawan. If you never knew that, Anakin did have a Padawan, Ahsoka Tano. And to see what she's been through, to being a Padawan, to being exiled from the Jedi Order, and then to being somebody that's still on the good side, but not a Jedi, but she still fights for good, and seeing her story, it's pretty awesome to me. I like that. So if they do a live action Ahsoka Tano TV show, I just hope that it's better than this. I really hope that they don't do a Boba Fett on her, a Mandalorian on her. If they gonna do it something like this, but just make it more better, make more sense. Don't put characters in there that we really not gonna care about. No offense to the actress that did Reva, but Reva's character I did not really care for. It was so much stuff in here that could have just been left out with her, honestly. And that's pretty much it. So, like I said, episode 6, 6.5 to a 7, and the season overall, I give it a 6. I hope you guys agree with me, and if you don't, then go in the comments and tell me what you don't agree about what I said. Give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down. Please subscribe to my channel. I do appreciate that also. Follow me on my socials, be down below. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitch too, because I will be making a new gameplay video probably starting tomorrow. Will I be streaming it? I'm going to try. So I will put my Twitch down below so you guys can look at it. I'm on the road to 100 subscribers on my channel right now. I think if I looked at it last time, I was at 79. So do me a favor and somebody be that 80 to have me hit that 80 ball, and then I'll be 20 subscribers away to that 100. I would like to hit that hopefully by the end of the year, you know. But until then, I hope everybody have a blessed day. I hope you guys enjoyed my review. I hope you guys enjoyed the TV show if you've been watching it just like I have been watching it. And I hope you stay safe. I hope you stay blessed. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.
Hello there.